and they still want me to come out of retirement and whoop on some people.
Sign a contract. Exactly, sign a contract. If he wanted to fight, he would have stayed at 47. I said, I'm the best at 154. Everybody know it, and I'm gonna keep standing every time out, you know?
Yesterday fight was crazy. Crazy. Boots started grabbing him. Flanger. He hit him with the right hook. Bing, bing, bing. Zayas came down the middle. Boots, boom. My son Boots started rolling. Boots started rolling. They start busting. Boots came out the middle. Bing, dropped him. Oh my God, they was wildin'. Y'all.
I think we overhyping this victory in a sense where nobody picked Xander to win. I think it's going to be different when he goes up against a Fundora or a Virgil, because if one of those guys get him hurt like Xander did, I don't think it's going to be the same outcome. I don't worry about coming back to prove anything, but the only thing that I can say is I'm 10 steps ahead of him.
Is he going to be the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world one day?
I mean, when you look at him, he could be. When you look at him,
is he top 10 now?
On the front end, he could be.
On the front end, meaning the surface level talent.
Yes, man, yes.
So you're making a distinction between talent and skill. You're saying, I agree, Boots has the talent to do it.
Yeah.
Does he have the skill to do it?
That's what we have to wait and see. And the only way that we're really going to be able to see that, we see him in some really top elite competition.
Fundora, that's what we need to see.
Fundora, the Ortizes, guys like.
He got great power, defense, reflexes, all that, but the only thing that I can say is I'm 10 steps ahead of him. Like, I'm 10 steps ahead of him in smarts. No one, I think we overhyping this victory, in a sense where nobody picked Xander to win. Everybody was kind of like, okay, he's in over his head and it's a matter of time before Boots catch him and end the fight. But what?
A FaceTime with His Excellency, who asked me, will we make the Crawford fight? And the answer, Boots said to him.
The boxing world has reached a rare and almost frightening level of agreement. Fans, analysts, and former champions are all pointing toward the same fighter while quietly using a word that is almost never associated with this sport: unbeatable.
What's up, y'all? And I woke up this morning feeling grateful, feeling thankful, feeling blessed. Man, I'm living a dream, baby. Living a dream.
Is he more talent or is he really skilled? You see him step into a ring with the Ortiz, you may see a completely different guy, especially if he gets touched.
Man, we gonna cook Ortiz. He gonna cook Ortiz just like he just got done cooking Zayas. You gotta understand that about Boots. Boots is willing to take yours to get his. And it's a trap. And I think that he fights off of feeling. That's what it is. It's feeling. He can pick and choose when he wanna step on the gas, when he doesn't wanna step on the gas. Like, bro, he made that. But Xander got his behind. But smack.
Terence about the Crawford fight. I'm tired of answering questions about it. He already said millions of times that he not fighting me or looking my way, so I'm just tired of answering them questions, and if a fight happened, it happened. I wanted it to happen, but if not.
I took him to see him and he...
You're watching Jaron Boots Ennis navigate the deepest waters of his career in 2026. At this stage, the question is no longer whether he can become a champion. The real question is how many weight divisions he can completely dominate before his career finally comes to an end.
He obviously said he he wanted to move up in combat to be undisputed at 54 or something like that. So yeah, he definitely did say that too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We ain't worrying about, right now we ain't worrying about Crawford. We're going to clean 147 now, then we're going to move to 154. If he there and he got a belt.
One of the reporters after Jaron Ennis's win the other day mentioned your name and said, look, if there's ever a time where you could do like a 172 catchweight with Ben Whittaker, could it happen down the line? Just your reaction to those comments. I mean, Boots didn't exactly say, yeah, let's do it, but the fact that was even mentioned, what's your reaction?
Yeah, madness. He's a great fighter. I think 170 is a bit too heavy for him, but very talented. I enjoy watching him fight, and if I do fight in America, maybe his card I'd like to be on it.
And he's no walk in the park for no one, you know, so he's a threat to anyone that he stepped foot in the ring with, you know. He got tremendous speed, he got great power, defense, reflexes, all that, you know, but the only thing that I can say is I'm 10 steps ahead of him. Like, I'm 10 steps ahead of him in smarts. And I think, you know, that's where he'd get in trouble with, you know, coming straight forward, you know, trying to box me or trying to, you know, think.
They say I don't care. I just want to fight the top guys, the best guys. They're going to bring the best side out of me.
When most fans picture a boxing superstar, they usually search for one defining quality. Maybe it's blinding hand speed, an iron chin, or devastating one-punch power. But analysts describe Crawford Ennis differently, viewing him as a statistical anomaly and almost like a custom-built fighter designed to handle every challenge placed in front of him.
He's the ticket. I'll fight Terence Crawford. Come on, man. Boots had a chance to fight me. Virgil Ortiz had an opportunity to fight me, you know, but now everybody, I'll fight Terence, or I'm this, I'm that. I'm like, okay, cool. When y'all had y'all opportunity, you know, y'all went elsewhere. But now that y'all see I'm the ticket, now y'all like, oh yeah, we want to fight Terence Crawford. We want Terence Crawford. That's the narrative now. We want to fight.
We can get it on. So he says, what about you coming up? I said, no. I'm with Showtime. You know what I mean? I said, now, you want to make the fight? You call Steven Espinoza and talk to him, discuss that. Cause that's who we with, you know what I mean? Yeah. You know? And when I said that, I said, plus I'm loyal to these guys. I don't just leave and go to another, you know.
A Broad Street massacre. We seen a death row execution. We seen I'm talking about, this shit was, did you see that shit?
I did. And to be fair, we got to give some credit to Xander. No, I mean, did you think it was done after the first round?
I'm going to give Xander a lot of credit. You know, the most credit I'm going to give him, he could take an ass whipping. I'm telling you, he's a boy. I'm talking about he can take an ass whipping. You hear me? For some rounds. I'm talking about, like, I was screaming, stop that shit. That kid has a fucking future. What are y'all doing? Like, I was wondering if he made Bob mad or shit, because, like, this kid got a future. It's clear to see, y'all, this kid is not going to win this fight. He's about to die in here. And I was also saying if he dies, because they didn't want to stop this shit. But I'm like, damn, he got a future. Like, don't do that to that fucking kid.
He got a future still, and he's got heart still.
No, he got heart, he got a future, he can fight, landed some good punches. But, bro, that's Boots, bro.
I mean, okay, so Boots is the name of the day, the name of the night, but, you know, Crawford, the dust ain't even settled on that retirement check. If we were to see them, it's the next fight, and I know it's a huge if, I know it's a probably a not, but who would you pick after a fight like that? I don't get to answer the question.
Yes, you do.
I don't get to answer the question.
Why don't you?
Because they don't want to hear from me. They want to hear from you. I get to ask the man.
I got Jaron Boots Crawford. Got him!
Skills and talent.
Did you think he would look like that, or did you think he would look better, worse? What were you expecting going in?
I wasn't expecting anything.
Okay.
I was just expecting to watch Xander fight and Boots fight. And
send the contract. So Terence Crawford, if he gets past Madrimov on August 3rd, will have the chance.
Imagine combining Shakur Stevenson's nearly untouchable defensive discipline with the explosive fight-ending power of Gervonta "Tank" Davis. That's what you get with Boots Ennis. He can smoothly shift from orthodox to southpaw and even operate from a Philly shell without sacrificing defensive awareness or punching power, making it extremely difficult for opponents to establish any consistent rhythm against him.
Sensational. You know what I mean? I thought it was a special performance. He did everything he said he was gonna do. right? Everything through the lead up, he said, I'm gonna do, there's nothing that you can do that I can't do. I can do everything better than you.
Right.
But as I'm watching it, and they're like the first 5 seconds when Boots came out and landed that jab, the first jab, I was just like, dang, already? He's already established his range. He's already got his timing down. I was like, it's gonna be a short night for Xander Zayas. And as the course of the fight, what you mentioned, the third round, it's just boxing, baby. You know, he hurt him in the first round. He was going for the kill. Yeah, he squares himself up. And I told you guys about the flaws that he has. Yeah, they're technical flaws. However, man, he bit down, he fought back, and he got him up out of there. He broke him down and got him up out of there.
He sure did. And heading into the fight, although I don't know that Boots has proven, he certainly hasn't fought the guys that Benavidez fought, but it reminded me of Benavidez going into Zurdo Ramirez fight, which was kind of billed as a big fight. But really, did anyone think Zurdo Ramirez was going to beat Benavidez? No one thought so, because Benavidez is better in every department. Same here. Zayas is a nice young fighter. Boots does do everything better than Zayas, right? I don't know that it was quite as big a fight as people were making it out to be, because going in, you figured it to be one-sided, and it was, and I think maybe part of the reason people are having a big reaction to it is because Xander outperformed expectations in that third round, Mike.
Yeah, I agree with you, Max. This is not the final boss for Boots Ennis, right? So there's going to be much bigger fights for him in the future. And I know Xander is the Puerto Rican, and to pull a Max, you know who Boots reminds me of? Tito Trinidad. And I'm not saying that Boots is as good as Tito Trinidad yet, but the way he reminds me of Tito is
how?
I don't know.
He's only worried about his offense. He's vulnerable. He's there to be hit. He might be chinny. We don't know yet, but he's going to be a sensational offensive fighter, like you guys said, and he is only worried about that. He's fantastic from the pocket. He's there to be hit.
Overhyping this victory, in a sense where nobody picked Xander to win. Everybody was kind of like, okay, he's in over his head, and it's a matter of time before Boots catch him and end the fight. But what round will it be? Right. Now, I think it's going to be different when he goes up against a Fundora or a Virgil, because if one of those guys get him hurt like Xander did, I don't think it's going to be the same.
And he knows. But the thing is with Terence also knows.
On Instagram, fans may focus on his devastating knockout highlights, but professional trainers are paying closer attention to what happens during the 15 seconds before the finishing punch arrives. They're not simply impressed by his physical abilities, they're studying his elite ring IQ. Trained by his father, legendary coach Boots Ennis, Boots depends on precise muscle memory and subtle head movement. Rather than panicking when pressure arrives, he enters what analysts describe as a slow-motion matrix, recognizing defensive patterns, controlling distance, and essentially solving his opponent's puzzle in real time.
USA and new Ring Magazine, an undisputed super middleweight champion of the world, Terence Crawford.
That's why I've been doing it so long. And when you know what you want him to do, and you know what he listens to, it is easy. You stay calm.
Now, is each fighter different? Like, does some need a pep talk in a situation like that, or does some just need like strategic instructions?
That's all. That's what you need. You know what I mean? All I gotta do is tell him to do certain things, and he has to do it. You know what I mean? Then a lot of times I don't like to tell him nothing because he know what to do. You know what I mean? He been doing it so long, man. You know what I mean? Like what, 36 fights now? Yeah, with 36 fights. So he know what to do. He know how to adjust to different styles.
Roy Jones said he felt like they should have stopped it in the 5th round. He said they felt like Xander was done.
I agree with it, and that's what I asked. I was asking Carl. I said, Carl, why did he let it go? And he just jumped his head. You know what I mean? They should have stopped that. They should have been. And then you got to look at it. That slow count. It was a slow count. Mm-hmm. People didn't understand. I was watching the way he was counting. Aubrey Dock was counting. It was slow. You know what I mean? They let the boy get hit with too many shots, man. I mean, like I told everybody, Xander, that's my guy. I like that guy, man. You know what I mean? He's a good fighter, man. Let him live to fight another day, man. Don't take no punch.
It'd be a massive fight, you versus him. Huge.
Eddie been talking about that for a long time. But the crazy thing about it is I told Eddie, I said, Eddie, this is before Canelo. I said, Eddie, you keep talking about this fight so much. Put your money up. Eddie said, I'm not paying for that fight. I said, why not? You believe in your fighter? I'm not paying for that fight. I said, I rest my case. Okay. I won't talk about
like Boots Ennis. But you've got people now who are champions at 47 that will look now at Boots.
Experts don't compare Ennis to just one fighter because his style contains elements of several legendary champions. They point to his ability to switch stances flawlessly and make adjustments on the fly, much like Terence Crawford. They see the creative offense and incredible speed associated with Sugar Ray Leonard. And when Boots lowers his hands and fires combinations from seemingly impossible angles, leaving opponents frozen in place, flashes of Roy Jones Jr. become visible. What makes Ennis so dangerous, however, is that he takes pieces from these legends while still maintaining an identity that belongs entirely to him.
Is all about two of the best in the 154-pound division squaring off for two versions of the 154-pound title.
At one point, got caught with a shot that I didn't expect him to get caught with. And I want to commend him for being smart enough to stay in the body, because people won't believe this, but the body shots are really what ultimately stopped Xander Zayas. It wasn't just the head shots. I think the body shots were more effective than the head shots.
So you think the body setup, the body shots had more effect than the head shots?
The body broke him down. He couldn't come back from them body shots. Every time he got caught with a good body shot, it stayed with him for a while. And like in that last round when he got stopped, he got hit with a body shot. His hands went down there. He wanted to protect his head, but he couldn't. He was too busy trying to protect his body. And that's why you gotta always tell people always gotta remember, you gotta stay with that body attack. If you stay in that body attack, a lot of guys can't take that over a period of time. And a lot of guys don't really know how to brace themselves properly for a body shot. I'm finding that out more as I train fighters. I have so many guys that are really, I thought they were really top level guys, but they don't know how to take a body shot. And it's crazy because you have to teach them how to actually brace for a body shot. And nobody ever taught Xander. He just got away with it for so long. And Boots tested that. And Boots found out that he didn't know how to lock up for the body shot. So Boots started banging his body. And the body shots, like I said, the head shot, you can come back from. Just like Boots came back from the head shot that Xander hit him with. And to Xander's credit, he was trying to go to Boots' body too, but Boots can take the body shots. Boots can take the body shots. Xander can't take them like that. So Boots was really having much more effect on Xander's body than Xander was having on his. Now he was trying, but it was to no avail. Boots was destroying his body. I mean, breaking his body down. That's what really ultimately, to me, caused him to start the fight, because the shot he hit him in that 7th round, he went down, but he was hurt already from that body shot. He was trying to protect his body more so than his head.
Oh, well. Easy work. Fedora. Easy work. Errol Spence. Easy work. Devin Haney. Easy work. Terence Bud Crawford. Easy work.
Now, Eddie, I'm talking to a promoter, Eddie. I'm listening.
Arios, Stanionis. What other fights are they going to be in? They need to be looking.
All that technical praise faced its biggest test in June 2026 at Barclays Center, when Ennis battled Xander Zayas in an effort to unify the 154-pound division. The fight quickly became an instant classic, but it was anything except easy. In a heart-stopping 3rd round, Zayas landed a clean right hand that genuinely hurt Boots, forcing him backward and making him clinch. It was the first time fans had seen Ennis in serious trouble. Instead of breaking, however, Boots showed tremendous composure and proved the strength of both his chin and his heart. He survived the storm, regained control, dropped the previously undefeated Zayas 3 times, and eventually secured a brutal 7th round stoppage.
Particularly careful what Crawford says for the most part, but do you kind of feel like some of his critiques of you are I don't know, maybe hate a little bit? I know online he recently said that Fedora is the best guy at 154. He said Fedora would beat you. What do you like to say on that?
I don't pay that no mind though. That stuff be bothering me, but like I said, I'm the best at 154. Everybody know it, and I'm gonna keep standing each other every time out.
Man, people saying that's fight of the year.
I told you. I told him, if you get reckless and come on and try to bang with him, you get knocked out. You know what I mean?
Is that proof to what you always be saying about not watching tape? Because everybody expected him to box and move.
I told you that's why I don't watch tape. I don't watch tapes, man, because I know Boots knows what to do. He was trained to do that. Sometimes we get out of hand a little bit. We get a little relaxed. He was too relaxed. But then he got himself together. I said, yo, you got to do this. You got to do it. He can't beat you inside and outside. He found out he couldn't beat Boots boxing. He found out he couldn't outbox Boots. So he had to take a chance.
You think that was in the first round when he was trying to sit?
What, 6 rounds? 6 jabs? How many jabs? Who should he win? You know what I mean? Then he fight, man, I probably can't outbox you. And I can't move like shit. Boots cut the ring out. They tell me Boots on how to cut the ring now? Okay.
But like, come on, bro. What the is that? You know what I mean? And listen, anybody will tell you, I f with Bud Crawford. I f with Bud. I think he one of the baddest motherfuckers to ever do it. I think Boots, one of the baddest motherfuckers to ever do it. Let's just get to it. You know what I'm saying?
That's for next year, but we're going to fight again in October, November. And I said to His Excellency, maybe if you...
That ability to survive when pushed into deep waters makes Ennis even more dangerous on the inside. When professionals break down potential matchups against huge 6 feet 5 inches fighters such as Sebastian Fundora, they point to one hidden weapon in Boots' arsenal: his dogged mentality. He understands how to neutralize a taller opponent's reach by aggressively stepping into the pocket, while remaining equally dangerous fighting off his back foot or moving forward, and then completely tearing apart the body.
I feel that Jaron Ennis against Terence Crawford is the fight. And that can be at 54, it can be at 60. You know, obviously we've got Lima to take care of first, but that for me is one of the great, crossover fights, because Boots is the changing of the guard guy. And Crawford's the guy that's been there and done it all and just proved, that he's still very much...
Go. He been in this game 10 years, Andre. He got to make every move he can make right now. He ain't got to, he can't wait forever. We saw what happened with Boo Boo. Boo Boo kept waiting and look what happened with Boo Boo. He waited too long. You understand me? So you can't keep waiting like that. He got to go. That's why sometimes he having these lapses, because he's not, like you say, he's not used to having to stay focused the whole night, because he's not fighting that he ain't got the right opportunities. So now you got it. You need to go take these opportunities now while they're available. Guess what? Fundora has been KO'd and you have KO power. So that's not a fight you can't win. You understand me? Yeah. And that makes the Virgil fight even bigger too, because now if him and Earl fights, the one of that fight, you go to Dallas and fight that person, there's another huge payday.
It's more money.
You understand where I'm coming from? So you got to look at it from that side too, but that's not ducking. That's just taking fights the smart way, taking the smarter fight first. You understand me? So
I also want to give a shout out to...
Bro, if that fight got announced, everybody would be talking about it. That's enough. That's enough promotion right there. Everybody. If it wouldn't be one boxing channel that wouldn't be talking about that. And you know once you get the women involved, they're gonna be all over it. You know how many women would go to that fight?
He remind them so much of me, but seeing him, I kind of see myself in him, and yes, he deserved.
This leads directly to the ultimate curse surrounding Jaron Ennis, the avoided fighter narrative. For years, promoters and boxing writers have described him as one of the sport's highest risk opponents with very little reward. Even after his massive unification victory, speculation around his next opponent continues to dominate the boxing world. Virgil Ortiz Jr. went onto social media immediately after the Zayas fight and claimed he would have knocked Ennis out if he had landed the same shots Zayas did. But whether those elite fighters will actually sign a contract and step into the ring with Boots remains uncertain. Suddenly, the calendar becomes very complicated whenever Ennis enters the conversation.
Wild right now. I think Crawford should fight him right now if he's ever going to fight him. If he wants to, if Crawford has it in his mind to fight Boots, you might as well do it now. What did Floyd Mayweather do with Canelo Alvarez? Now Canelo was already an enormous draw, and that's the difference. But he didn't wait till he got super old, and Canelo entered his prime. He got him.
I said that's what he was gonna do. My hats off to Xander for taking a fight.
Boots he showed his levels to it. He showed skill, talent. He showed demeanor. Like he showed everything he had to be on the pound for pound list.
What would you make in the first round? He knocked Xander down, and it looks like shit. This could be another Usman Lima situation.
Yeah. When I said it was like a flash knockdown, so when I feel like when he got up, I like, okay, it ain't over. And I kind of feel like Boots wanted to get him out of there, but I feel like something in the back of his head, he knew he was gonna finish him, so it's just like, let me show a little bit of something, then finish him. Even after the second knockdown, he put a little bit more pressure on there, but I feel like he should have been stopped in the, I think that was the 5th round.
Yeah, with the uppercut.
Yeah, the 5th round was crazy. So, but that was a great fight, man. And I feel like the ref gave Xander an ample amount of time and times to get back up, and he is the champion, so you gotta give him his shot. But Boots just showed his levels and showed what he was, against the unified champion.
Why do you feel like everybody's making a big deal of the 3rd round where Boots looked like he was hurt?
Cause I feel like it's boxing. Whether you doing good, bad, however you do, they gonna find something to take it from. They always gonna find something negative. So he knocked him out, so they had to figure something out to say about him. But I mean, it's boxing. It's prize fighting. It's entertainment, so you gotta give the fans something good to see. Like, I ain't say take hits, but I mean, he got hit a couple times. What fighter have not got hit? So, but I don't know. I guess how he carry himself and his demeanor, I feel like they always try to stay on him. But I mean, it's all fighters though. They always try to find something to, degrade them and degrade the accomplishment and performance.
The prices would be crazy.
They coming out for that fight?
What?
They coming out for that fight?
Bro, that would be like, bro, that would be like watching, bro, like I can't even find a comparison, bro. That would be a crazy fight. That'd be it. It's not about being known, it's about the combination of the two. You don't have to know Boots for it to be a good dance. You get what I'm saying? So once people get to talking about it.
Looking toward future moves, experts have already issued warnings about possible climbs to 160 or even 168 pounds. They recognize that Ennis possesses historically impressive offensive ability, but he will need to stay defensively disciplined and avoid becoming careless in close exchanges because absorbing clean punches from naturally bigger opponents presents an entirely different challenge. Still, if his recent performances are any indication, Jaron "Boots" Ennis isn't simply another highly promoted contender climbing the rankings. He is an intelligent, fearless, and remarkably unusual fighter who continues to look more dangerous with every step forward.